Welcome everybody to another edition of Dan's Grand Valley Railroad. Hey, welcome in everyone. I just wanted to say thank you to all you new subscribers and all you folks who've purchased some of the Dan's Grand Valley mugs and hats. Really appreciate that. And a couple of you guys have given me a super thanks. I really appreciate that as well. That helps support the channel, and hopefully we can get some more big projects going here pretty soon. But yeah, I really don't have any big projects that I'm working on right now. I just want to give you guys an update this week on the layout, kind of what's going on and things that are that I'm thinking I'm going to be doing pretty soon. So just a quick update today. We're going to go over to the bench. I've got a couple things to talk about over there. And then I just wanted to kind of really feature the layout, just like I'm doing now in video, because we do have a lot of new subscribers, and I just want to really show off the layout a little bit so you guys can all see exactly what we've got going on here. And again, like I said, I really appreciate all the new subscribers and the messages and everything. That's really cool. Just running a short little boxcar train right now, about 5 or 6 cars. I had a consist going yesterday. I did a short video with that. So if you look at the video content, you'll see the short video of the consist. I actually had a backwards consist going. But right now, this is about the maximum number of cars that one of these MTH Locos can handle on the layout with the grades and the curves. So I've got 6 box cars and a caboose. So it could probably handle one more, but you'll notice as we start to go up the grade here, and we get, it starts to get over the bridge, it's going to slow down just a little bit and kind of struggle a little bit pulling those cars up that hill. That's the one thing about the Grand Valley, is you do have grades, but it's doing good there. It's slowing down a little bit there as it goes in. There's actually a hump inside the mountain there where it goes up and then it goes over a little bit of a hump and then it comes down. Again, that was something that I should have been a little more careful about before I sealed it all in. But yeah, I made it okay. I've just got a, on the NCE, I'm just running a number 4. Nice, slow, steady pace. Remember, with smaller layouts, the slower you run the trains, the more realistic it'll look. And it'll also make your layout look bigger. If we were trucking around here really super fast, it would look like a toy layout. So that's one thing you want to remember when you're featuring your layout and it's a smaller layout like this. Slower is better. That's why it's nice to have locomotives that can handle the slower speeds, and they have really good speed control. These MTH Locos are good, but as we're going to see here in a minute when I go over to the bench, I've got a problem again with good old number 306. Most of you will remember the videos I did on that 306 Loco giving me issues. It actually started as a number 315, and then I had to change the number just because of the body, the number that it came on, it came with. So if you want to go back and look, go back and search through my videos. I'll put links to them in the description so you can see the problems that I had with that particular Loco. We did a lot of testing, and I ended up getting, because of it, I ended up getting the 5 amp NCE booster, the smart booster, which has been great. But that's another thing I want to talk about today. So we'll get to that in just a second. Thank you again for joining me, and let's get to it. All right, guys, if some of you remember, a lot of you will remember, a few months ago, I bought the smart booster, installed it and everything, but I had also installed the NCE EB1 circuit breaker, which is this guy right here. And it has different settings, these little switches. I happen to have it set for the maximum amount of amperage that it takes to break the circuit. But the problem I was having was no matter what, it was breaking that circuit and giving, taking my power away. If a lot of you remember, just a couple weeks ago, Mike and I did a live video Q&A session, and that thing was breaking and causing us to have no power quite a bit. So I've spoken to several people who have the SB5, and they don't use the circuit breaker. Others swear by it. Oh, they say if you short out the tracks, you're going to have a big problem. You're going to short that out and have a problem. So I decided to take it off, and I'm having a lot more luck with the trains not breaking the circuit all the time. It was just a matter of just any kind of random car going over the switch, stuff like that was causing it to throw the circuit breaker. So I took it out. We're going to take our chances. I'm happier. I'm not having to wait for that thing to reset all the time. And so far, everything is good. Now, that being said, we're going to head over to the bench in a minute, and I'm going to tell you about that, that number 306 Loco. Just wanted to show you guys, neighbor Mike and I were over here at a store the other day that's in Parker, Colorado, called Colorado Diecast. And they have, they mostly feature 1/64th scale die-cast cars, Hot Wheels, Matchbox, all of the green light stuff, all that really cool stuff. Mike is really heavily into that stuff. So we go over there all the time when we head over to the cigar store. But I was in there with him the other day, yesterday, and they had a little bargain table, 2 for $1, and it was just your old school Hot Wheels cars, But I happened to find this neat little plastic airplane. It's not 1/87 scale, but it's the Spirit of St. Louis, and it was all in really good shape. The propeller wasn't broken. Nothing was broken on it. So I said, oh, well, I got to get that. That's pretty neat. Not intended to be here on the layout. Of course, it's way too small, unless these guys are into like really big RC planes or something. But that, and then also I picked up this little, it's like a generator unit. And so I got both of them for $1. But this seems to be 1/87 scale to me, because I've seen generators about that size. So I'm going to, it's one of the upcoming projects. I'm going to paint this and weather it. Maybe even find some decals for it or something. But it's got little wheels on there that'll look real good if I paint them black, and silver hubs and stuff like that. But I thought, it kind of goes with their little pickup there. They've got a generator, so they can do some arc welding or something like that. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I thought that was cool. So for $1, they didn't even charge me tax because I didn't have any change. So 2 for $1. I thought that was pretty cool. All right, with that being said, let's head over to the bench, and I'll show you what I've got going on over there. All right, over here on the bench, you can see I've got number 306, which was temporary. Again, look back at some of my videos of all the problems we'd had with this. It started off as my original number 315, and it was surging, having issues pulling. When we would give it more power, it would bog down. It would bring the other trains down, the other locos. So we figured it was drawing more amperage than it should and everything else. So instead of, MTH is out of business, so I couldn't get a direct replacement. I'd have to buy something else. I wanted to try to salvage it. So my immediate solution was to get the SB5 booster, provide more amperage for it, and voila, it was running. You can see it on the videos, it runs. So just the other day, 2 weeks ago, I'm running a 3 Loco consist. This thing starts messing up. The first thing it does is it runs away. Uncontrollable speed. It just like floors it and it runs away. I get that under control. I reset CV8 to 8. reset it back, and then it would sit on the tracks. Lights would come on, horn would work, everything would work, but it would not move forward or backwards. So I took it apart. Some of my subscribers, like TV Toms, suggested I go through it and start to diagnose some of the stuff, pull it all apart. I did take the shell off. I did take the decoder out. It just unplugs here and it snaps right out. I did not take the motor out. I didn't take any of the trucks apart, anything like that. I just don't feel like it, basically. So I'm pretty sure at this point, with it being dead, I just tested it again this morning. It does absolutely nothing. I reset it to address number 3. I tried to reset CV8 to 8, and it is doing nothing. So I'm pretty sure the decoder is dead. Now, I've tried to find an MTH replacement decoder. I've even tried to scan this little QR code, which it won't scan. It's too small. There's a identifying number on there. And let me go ahead and take it out of here so I can show you the other side. So that's just a matter of unplugging this little connector here, unplugging it from there. And then these little plastic tabs hold on to the board. And so that's just a matter of carefully snapping it up out of there. So there's the decoder. It's out. There you can see they've run all the wires underneath. Got this, the LEDs, the Keep Alive LED are on a little board here. That's the back end. This is the front. There are the LEDs for the classification board, the number board, and the headlight. These are the classification lights. It has green in the front, red in the back. Anyway, these are MTH locomotives. This is an MTH GP38-2. And I would love to be able to find a drop-in replacement like this if I could. Here is the backside. There's really, I really don't think there are any identifying marks on here. I might be wrong. Try to zoom in for you guys if I can. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. So something there, ROHS. There's a number there, GCBAGMA1, 1614. So, I don't know, maybe you guys would have luck finding a replacement that I could purchase and drop in here, and hopefully this thing would go again. But let me know if you can help me out. If you know of anything, leave me a comment. For right now, like I said, just not interested in taking it all apart and doing all that kind of diagnostic with it. I've got some stuff coming up, some projects that I'm working on in the house. So I haven't done a whole lot of train stuff. So again, I'd like to just drop in a decoder and have it go, but who knows? It could be a problem with the motor. It could be a lot of things. So we'll see. Wasn't a very expensive locomotive to begin with. I think I bought it for $139. It's DCC with sound. But it sure would be nice, since I have it around, if I could have it working. So, all right, another bench project that I'm working on is this little Union Pacific Cupola caboose. If you remember, about 6 months ago, I got it at Rocky Mountain Train Supply for $5. It was used, and it had some issues with it, but it was, somebody had sort of really fixed it up. They had taken the trucks and re-tapped screw holes for them. They put on much better couplers and with a spacer underneath. This was all glued up. All of these little scraps of window were glued on the inside. Now, I took it apart because some of them were loose and it was flopping around. The smoke jack, unfortunately, was broken. It was just a straight piece. So I knew I wanted to take it apart and kind of redo it. I want to redo this. So I sprayed dull coat on it, but I am going to end up taking all the glass out. There's still some more in there you can see. I'm going to end up taking it all out, cutting new glass, gluing it all in. This person did sort of a sloppy job. There's pieces sticking up. That one just, is not glued on very well. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to weather it real good, fix up anything that's broken on it. One thing I had to do was use these nuts here as a spacer because the trucks would not clear when it was screwed on. They would not clear the coupler and the steps. They wouldn't turn. So I had to raise them up just a little bit to give it a little bit more ability to pivot. So that's one of the things, and I did run it around the layout a few times, but I just recently got my X-Acto out and I cut along the body because he had it glued on there. You can see all the different glue. I think he used epoxy, but yeah, he really went crazy with the glue. So I got that apart. But what I want to do, if you remember, I have a series on when I lighted these two. I have two of these bay window cabooses, and they have the NEC decoder inside that I installed, which is these guys. It's called the Light-It Decoder, and you can see I have 3 of them there. And what's neat about that is that little white spot right there, or I should say yellowish spot, that's a white LED. And then it has hookups for up to 3 other LEDs. So if you look on this caboose, this side doesn't have anything, but if you look on this side, see right up under the hood there are 2 small circles that are cut out that'll be perfect for little LEDs to stick through there. So I'm going to have a green one and a red one. And then, of course, inside will be lighted with that yellow. So just like the ones that I've done before, they have a light, and I have them programmed to randomly come on and off as they're running around, as though there are some conductors in there and some workers who are turning the lights on and off as they need them. And then, of course, this one has the micro LED. You can see I put it right under the hood there. See that? Behind the ladder. And one on this side. I should have had this one lighted and going. But you can go back and look at my videos of how I did that and how I wired it and installed the decoder. So then it becomes DCC. You can control the lights. I have one that blinks red that blinks and one that's solid, but you can change that by programming it, the CVs any way that you want. And you can see how tiny these are. Look at that. They're just tiny. Here it's compared to a dime on the picture. So, I mean, that's pretty nice. Really fit well up inside there. You can kind of see some of the wires through the window. I tried to hide them as best as I could. But, so that's that. Anyway, I wanted to share with you, that's what I'm going to do with this guy. And have a couple of caboose that will run on the layout. I'm going to weather it sort of like I did here, where it's weathered, and I've got some smoke jacks. I got a little package of them. I'll put a new smoke jack on it, and we'll just fix it up real nice. But that's an upcoming project I wanted to share with you guys. All right, I just wanted to show you guys the difference in the light sizes there. I've got it lit, and you can see how small that micro LED is compared to the 3mm LED that I used before on this one. And you can see the white light is on the interior. This was on, it went off. I've got Keep Alives in both of these that are these big capacitors that are NEC capacitors. So the parts you need are basically, some nice big Keep Alive type capacitors. Of course, the decoder. And then these are the trucks I use. These are Bettendorf electrical pickup trucks. And you can see the wires, the little conductors that ride on the axles and of course bring the power. So that's how you bring the power. Now you can also run a battery if you want to have an on-off switch of some sort. I even got some little mercury switches, or magnetic switches, I should say. They're about the size of a grain of rice, and you can actually mount those underneath the surface, and with a magnet you can turn them on and off, so you could have a hidden switch that way. But I just find running them with the power pickups on the trucks is much easier. I wanted to show you the difference in the size of these LEDs. These are the micro, tiny little LEDs. They have coated wires, so you don't have to worry about them being insulated. They're already insulated. But look at how small that is. That will fit. I'm going to get it in focus for you. That will fit perfectly under in that little hole. All right, so look at that. I just fed the wires through from the outside. Let's see if I can get it. You can see the LED just sits in there perfectly. So I'm not even going to have to drill. That'll just be a spot of CA glue, and that'll be in there. And then I've got nice wires that I can solder to the board. And then same thing over on this side. I'm going to have a green one and a red one. And I've already got the LEDs. These are the 3RG for green, and these guys are the red ones. So that's going to be cool. That's going to be a fun little project to get that lighted. But I've got to get it in ship shape first. It needs some TLC. It's got to have some window glass put in there and a little bit of weathering. The chassis has to get fixed up so it can run around the layout without issues. And so that'll be a series that's coming up that I'm going to be working on pretty soon. Well, guys, that's all I've got for you this week. I hope you enjoyed this video. Just a little update for you guys. Again, thank you to everybody that's purchased a cup or a shirt, a mug, hat. They're available down below the video. And also for the super thanks, you guys. I really appreciate that, helping to support the channel. Hopefully we'll have some more big projects coming up soon. But for now, that's all I've got for you. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next video. Take care.